Hello and welcome. Today I'm looking at Alien Attack 2, King of Cavaliers, Age of Extinction, and Last Knight Optimus Prime. Now, I do not have the Unique Toys version, never tried it, so I don't know how this guy compares to those, or the oversized version, but let's get a good look at him. First things, already threw the box away, comes with a very nice sword. Got a lot of, see if the camera, there it is, Cybertronian writing on it. Very nice detail. Even the little emblem right there in the center. A lot of nice detail around the cross. It's got the one tab here for his hand, and it's got another tab here so you can put it on a shield. And then, of course, the shield itself. A lot of swirly gray plastic, but then the blue and red and the gold is all painted. Transforms easily enough. Got the gun on the end. And with this tab, it will easily sit either on his arm, either one, or on his back. Boom. Then it also comes with a giant blaster, which is very difficult. It holds it just fine with the tab, but it makes him a little front heavy because he is plagued with a similar, if not exact same problem as the Unique Toys version where the toes are floppy. Here is the staff. Again, nice detail, but just a bunch of swirly gray plastic. He has his arm blade, painted gold with swirly gray plastic. Decent detail for what it is. And then the head that comes on him out of the box is his Nemesis Prime head with the removable faceplate. Does look good. I put the normal head on. They are both exactly the same other than the red stripe. And he comes with a unmasked face, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it's sculpted nicely. No color on the eyes, so it's just a lot of gray except for the blue ornament in the center. Now let's get in a little bit closer here. Try and get a look at his details. You got a lot of gold, red, blue. The red up here on his pecs looks like it's cast, so it's not painted. And a lot of the gray, not all of it, but a lot of it is just swirly gray. Some of it looks like it might be a little bit more polished up, or at least have a clear coat or something on it. Not much, though. Majority is swirly gray. The blue, it is a little glittery. There's a little metallic in there, but also it looks like that's how it's cast. These little plastic ropes going down. It's got a lot of great detail for what it is. I mean, he is sculpted very nicely. Looks nice and beefy. And he's got some pretty decent articulation for what he is. So his head goes down to there. Can't really go up. He can tilt. And he can rotate up until he collides. His shoulders, well, they do go all the way around. That one for me is very tight. That one not so much, but it's just a screw holding it together. I could probably loosen this one up a little bit. These do articulate if you need them out of the way for your pose. He has a good 90-degree on the elbow, but I do like that this little piece slides up and down. It's a small thing, but it's a nice effect. Bicep swivel, ratcheting shoulder out to there. That ball joint for the shoulder piece, it stays in the way. so that's why you can only go up so far. Wrists rotate 360, and they do kind of slide in and out a little. You have a ball joint for the thumb and 2 pins, so you can get a lot of articulation on that. The first finger has 3 pins, so, but even with that, you can't go fully straight because of the way that they have it molded. The other 3 fingers, they have 1 pin at the back, 1 pin right there for all of them to share, and then they have individual fingertips. It's just for some reason they made them link together right here in the middle, and that's as open as they can go. Just a little odd holding the sword or the gun. He has a waist rotation. These little rubber gold pieces kind of get in the way, but they move. You can go all the way around. You do have a ab crunch. It's a very soft, not a click, just kind of, a couple little bumps that'll hold it in place. Then thighs, you've got all the way out to there. That thigh piece moves out of the way. You've got all the way up. Again, these middle pieces, you can see they move out of the way on their own, or you can just kind of move it. Then get the butt out of the way, and you can go up to there. The butt is definitely in the way. Then you have a thigh, rotate. You have a double jointed knee for transformation, so you can get up to there on the one joint, but then now it's all out of sorts, so you gotta work with it to get it back to where you want it. And then you got an ankle tilt, you've got a toe tilt, and of course that's a problem with the guy. And that's really it. There's no other up or down there. So overall, pretty decent articulation. You just have to be careful with posing him because of those toes. The shield, holding the sword and shield, or holding the big gun can make him a little front heavy. And then of course he wants to fall over, which I believe was the problem with the Unique Toys version. Like I said, I have only seen pictures, so I'm not 100%. So, alright, I got him standing. At least it is easy to get him to stand. Just got to work with his joints a little if you want to add his weapons. Now let's get some comparisons in. First of all, we'll get FL01 Fury Leader Oversized Galvatron, which they look very good together. He pretty much comes up to his shoulder, and that's with his thigh joints squished. I think they're technically supposed to be extended a little, but I just think he looks better that way. Then, just because we can, there's the TE01 Prime, so you can see how he stacks up there. And finally, I'm gonna move him over a little for this one. Easy. The other offering from Alien Attack here is Macron. Even though they're in a different movie, you can see he's just a little shorter than Macron. And I have him kind of straightened out as best as possible. He's not as hunched over as he could be. So they look very nice together. One thing to note. They're both Alien Attack. King of Kavaliers is much, much, much easier than him. Now, I'm not going to say he's as easy as Unique Toys. Since I haven't transformed him, he does still have a few points with the whole torso and the cab of the truck, which it turns into the cab. There's a couple points where you have to have things exactly right, or it's not going to come together the way it should. And just because of the limited space, there's a couple of things that are kind of annoying, but they're not nearly as bad as Macron was. I don't think so. I enjoy transforming this guy back and forth, just like the Fury Leader, Galvatron, and the Wei Zhang Black Mamba oversized Prime from the first three movies. I This guy's a little bit more difficult than both of them, but he's still fun once you know the sequence and you know those little tidbits that if you don't do it right, it's going to be annoying. He's not like Macron. He doesn't seem like he's made by the same company. And the instructions were much better as well. They started in robot mode, went to truck mode, and then they went back to robot mode. So it seems like on the instruction manual, they learned a thing or two from Macron and tried to improve with this guy here. Kind of get your own opinion for yourself if you think it really is an improvement. I feel it is, but to each their own. And here he is in truck mode, and it is a very good looking truck mode, very accurate. The only downside is with all the molded blue, the paint could be better, but it's still really good as it is. He does roll very nicely. Optimus's ears are currently dragging on my little setup here, but he does roll. You do have a little bit of an interior. Turn on the light for a second here. There you go. You can see a steering wheel with a center console. The chest, the pecs turn into the seats. There it is. No chrome on the mirrors, so they're just dummies. A lot of chrome on the front, on the visor. Headlights look like they might light up, but they do not. And just overall, it's very good look. Transformation's not too bad. Just a couple of small parts to be kind of finicky with. Making sure like the double joint for the knees are exactly the right place. Otherwise all of this won't want to line up properly. But he is very good, very solid. Mostly plastic. Tiny, maybe tiny bit of die cast, but if so, you know what? No, I think he is all plastic. Even the chrome. For better or worse. Now I did, for this visor, there's a part of it, you can kind of see it here, right along the back here. There's a small little tab that just rolls and it helps lock it in against that place, this big blue piece. Well, apparently it can cause stress fractures. So with it open like this and with the cab all open, I cut off a lot of the plastic. So it has a very small little catch, but not enough to cause any damage. And then for back here, because this panel, this is as far as it'll go, it won't open up anymore. So during transformation, that can get a little annoying. So this hinge I'm just careful with, but it can cause stress issues back there. And, you know, it's still looking good right now. Looks good on the other side too. But there's that. But either way, it's a very nice truck mode. Let's get Black Apple Prime in here for comparison. You can see, I know he's oversized and he's not, but still, you can see the size difference here. Still, they look pretty good together. I'm not sure if, what was it, BS03 oversized version of him might scale better to him, or any of the Galvatrons. I haven't picked him up. Now that I got him, I don't really plan to. But overall, he's very good. Transformation's a little finicky, and his paint could definitely be better. But he's nowhere near as complicated or as difficult as Alien Attack Macron. And while he's not as easy, or I don't know if I would say intuitive for Black Apple Prime, but I mean, he's not as easy, which, yeah, I'd say Prime that Black Apple Prime is easy. Um, but he's still overall, once you know the little tricks, is like his knees and those shoulder pieces, he's still pretty fun to transform. Couple of minor things that might be a little infuriating because you got a lot of stuff that has to come together, and until it's properly tabbed in, it wants to just come apart on you. But it's not fighting the way that Macron was. But yeah, so there you go. That is Alien Attack Toys, O2, King of Cavaliers, Age of Extinction, Last Knight Optimus Prime. Looking very good. A much better purchase than Macron. I think he's more accurate and better looking than Unique Toys Challenger, but I can only go off of pictures and videos to be fair toward Unique Toys. So that's all I got. Until next time.